Hey, welcome. Reality Revolution. It's such a glorious day. It begins today. And so, Alf Pacino, I've seen you in here for a little bit. Thanks for joining me today. I'm just going to wait for people to roll in. Anahita's here. Saw her at the retreat. So I'm just so excited that everybody is joining me today. I wanted to take a few moments and talk about next steps. My goal with what I'm doing is to allow you, to catalyze you, to help you to realize your dreams, to achieve your goals, to see a reality shift. I don't just want you to have one amazing experience. I want you to live the greatest life that you've ever lived in any life ever. That's the goal. That's my goal. My greatest timeline. This is really a wonderful thing for me. When I discovered that my greatest timeline involved helping other people to shift into their greatest timeline. And so that is going to be the focus of my life for the rest of my life, is enabling others to see you shine. And I want to see you shine. I've done everything I could on YouTube. And if you just got done watching the second part of the last 2 days, where I introduced the new membership group at skool.com, skool.com/reality revolution. The link is in the description. I know that many of you guys joined me last week, and the internet went out. I think we got that issue fixed. So crossing our fingers. And I just wanted to thank you all. Lisa, it's so good to see you here. Kyoko's here. Rebecca's here. Mary Lucy's here. Jem, Paint a Piano Purple made it. Durdeem is here. Manna from Heaven. Connection. Shout out to Heiko, a responsive interior. Chris Demichi. So many people. If I don't mention you, I'm Gay. It's good to see you. What I was talking about in the school group just a moment ago, and what I am so excited about this is not about me, and it's not even about the reality revolution. Something wonderful has happened over 7 years of this YouTube channel. A group of people has come together. The reality revolution, the people in the reality revolution are the most amazing group of people I've ever met. I just got done with the retreat that I was telling you about in Maine, and I got to meet 24 of the reality revolution. And on the way, this is a really amazing story. So I'm going to the retreat. And so I'm walking through the LA airport, and I stop. Maybe I need to get a coffee in a breakfast sandwich. So as I do, I sit across, because I have to share tables there. So I sit across from this girl, and she's like, "You're Brian Scott. I've watched every one of your episodes." And we got to talking. She's this most amazing person, and it was one of the few times I've met people in public that follow my channel that talk about this stuff. And it was so exhilarating. And that was on the way to the retreat. Then I knew something supernatural was going to happen. So when I got to this retreat and met the people that have participated with me in this journey, we have the most amazing people in the reality revolution. We have physicists, scientists, actors, CEOs, healers, gurus, hypnotists, therapists. We have just some of the most amazing people. And when we come together and interact, something magical happens. Right now, we are the magicians. We are the pathfinders. We're the ones that are changing the world. Every single one of us, one at a time, we're creating ripples. And around us, a frequency forms where people get along. It doesn't matter what they are in their social media or talking about, or their political beliefs even. When we're together, none of that matters. There's a oneness, a connection. And the most amazing people are attracted to this group. Like attracts like. And so we have the most amazing community. And so I have tried everything I possibly could to facilitate a connection with our community so that we could really have really powerful interactions. I've started a Facebook group. We had one for a while, and then Facebook got weird and we lost the group and had to start again. There was a little period of time where we started getting people that were really interacting, and I would share, but then Facebook got wonky, and now the groups on Facebook are ridiculous. I mean, nobody's even engaging. I have a great group on Reddit, and I've tried my best. I post every single day on the Reddit group. And, I barely get any interaction. It's just because of the way Reddit works. It's just what the nature of that material and what I'm posting. And so then I started a group on Discord, and that went okay for a while. But the way it was set up, it created dissension. There was separation. There's still some great people there, but sometimes it feels like we're just speaking out into the void. I know that people try to get a hold of me all the time. People are emailing me, they're messaging me on Facebook, they're messaging me on Instagram. I just simply can't respond to every message. And some people have been at really tough places where they're like, Brian, can you help me at this? And then I can offer coaching, but they just can't get the coaching, don't have the time. They're in another part of the country, doesn't fit with their schedule. So I wanted to create a place for me so I can interact with you in an authentic way, and create a place to do that. So through this group, I will have weekly calls so I can talk with you. We're going to be on Zoom calls so we can talk, and then everybody in the group can work together to fix each other, to help each other. We're talking about an amazing mastermind, the beginning of a true social memory complex. And I think even though we're talking about something different than the Reddit groups, $47 a month puts skin in the game. You are motivated suddenly. You've invested in yourself. You're motivated to participate in this group. It's not about the $47. It's what it does mentally to you. It activates some part of you. That's how I am with stuff I invest in. It's an investment. You're making an investment. The return is literally having the greatest life that you could ever possibly live. That's the return on this. And I have battled for a long time trying to want to be authentic. I have created content for 7 years, 2,500 videos on every topic I possibly could. I've provided it for free. It's on YouTube. You can get it on my podcast. I've worked with so many people, and I found that the nature of this, I found that the algorithm was starting to create my content for me. I found myself, some inner part of me, like seeking clicks and views. And so you'll see certain trend with what I'm offering. And it's all about, I was primarily focused on revenue that I would make on YouTube. And so this is a way of supporting this channel. I promise you're going to still get daily content on YouTube. I'm not planning on cutting back on what I do on YouTube. I'm still planning on doing that. And so I just wanted to share a little bit about the recent event that we had in Maine. So I show up, it's this beautiful place, the Golden Heart Estate, and I started to meet people. And the first thing, just like enlightening. Hopefully I get connected. Am I frozen again? Oh, I'm back. Okay. This time came back. Sorry about that. That if it freezes, I think I got it fixed. I don't know what else is going on. I've done everything. So what I was saying when at the event, at the beginning, everybody was just sort of sitting there, quiet, naturally not knowing each other. And at the end of the 3 days, everybody was just so close and laughing, creating really amazing connections. Many of them look like they would be lifelong connections. We're still interacting on WhatsApp, and that's been an amazing experience. And so just the fact, me getting to know them, see them, talk with them, understand where they're coming from, it changed things for me. It really told me what I want to do. I'm actively trying to make my content better, but also my teachings better. My goal is to learn everything I can and present it to you in the best possible way so that I can activate you, I can transform you, I can guide you, and you can also teach me. That's the thing, is there are people in this community that are teaching me constantly, that are contacting me. I've never claimed to be the all-knowing guru. I've been claimed to be the one that will learn everything, read every book, and we're going to talk about it together. I'm with you all the way. I'm just simply the bus driver on this. We're all learning this together. And as you learn, as you bring new things to me in this group, then I can bring that to the YouTube channel. You will play a role in the content that I create. I'm creating 8 episodes a week. And so if I'm interacting in this group on a weekly basis and you're saying, Brian, can you do a meditation on this? And it really starts to get a feel for everybody, then I will be able to create better content for you. And then you can play an active role in my channel to help other people too. It's a coming together to facilitate that. And this is the first time I've ever seen anything like this. There's some groups on Skool, there's some amazing people, but I don't think that we have had an active place that you can come home to. The thing I am so excited about is that this group is like a soul family. You've been with me on a daily basis for years now. You know my voice. You know who I am. I'm naked to you. You've seen me every single day. I've made the mistakes. You've seen the mistakes I've made. You've seen which paths I've gone. You know where I'm coming from when I'm teaching you this content. I've done everything, but I really felt like this is the next step. So thank you for those of you who have subscribed. And if you can't subscribe, I understand. We're going to manifest that for you. I'm imagining that it's going to be easy for you to just invest in this without a problem. And if you can't, no problem. You can watch my YouTube videos every day. The bottom line is, I'm here for you and I'm trying to take it to the next level so that you can take it to the next level. And I am honored that you have given me this place in your life in whatever way that you utilize my teachings, my meditations, whatever way. The other thing I wanted to announce that I will be posting very, very soon is the Brian Scott musical experience. I wanted to share with this, and it's also going to be a part of the group. I have had 2 previous episodes. You finally did it, and remember who you really are. If you got a chance to watch those episodes, I hope you did. If not, please check them out. You hear my music on those episodes. And I have, through a process, found that I can capture songs from the quantum field that become activations. And I honestly believe my music's about to change the world. And the reason is because we discovered in the retreat a way that I can teach and activate, that is so profound that my events are going to become experiences that people regularly go to, like a dead show. I would do a teaching, then we're going to do meditation, and at the end we do a song. And when I started doing this at the retreat, we would play the song, and my music, when I realized that music speaking to another part of the mind, and it totally allowed them at the end of the meditation, as they came out, as they listened to the song, integrated everything that we did in such a perfect way, it locked it in. And so I have a new channel that will just be my music. It'll have meditation music. It's going to have study music. It's going to have my actual album, which is going to come out. It's going to come out you'll be able to get copies of it on vinyl and on CD. It'll be the Brian Scott Musical Experience. Keep an eye out on YouTube, in the forums and in the school group, where, excuse me, I will announce the Spotify link and everything else. I was explaining last week before we got froze that when I would do my quantum jumps, one of the things that started happening when I would really go into the void and explore my greatest timeline and ask my higher self would guide me through. And as I'm going to show people in the coming event, I have a meditation that I do where you meet your higher self, and the higher self guides you on a journey through your greatest timeline, showing you, because the higher self is aware of all millions and billions of possible lives that you could live. And my higher self would show me this, where I'm at musical concerts and I'm rocking out, playing instruments, singing, and be a part of a band that's playing music. And it didn't make sense. And I've always had this itch that I want to scratch. I love music more than anything else. And if you follow the channel, you know that music's always been a fundamental part of every episode. I don't do episodes with no music in the background. Some of my episodes I felt like are songs. The meditations I use, I really value the music that I've selected. I've had an amazing relationship with Brian Larson of Metaverse, who is also excited. I sent a playlist of my music to Brian Larson, and he was blown away and super excited. We're going to work together to create this music live at some point. That's the goal. And so this music is able to transform and shift you, just the music alone. And so people in the group will be able to interact with this music. I'm going to give copies and make available music before it comes available anywhere else. And you guys can help me pick which songs are going to be on my next album. And you can also, we can work on creating art, and I can teach you about my process of using art and creating sigils to create reality, something I haven't really been able to do on YouTube. I only have one episode where I talk about art magic, and I hopefully will be able to talk about that a little bit more through the group as people inquire and as I find ways to facilitate that. So, And so I know that a lot of people have reached out to me to do one-on-one coaching, and I'm booked all the way almost like to the end of November into December. And so people don't want to wait for that couple of weeks. And you know, maybe they live in an area of the world where they simply just can't connect with me. And so I get that. I also wanted to say another thing is that we do meditations every Saturday. And so, you know, I know it's a big deal that we didn't do a meditation today. At the end of this, we're going to do a little meditation, I promise. But you know, there was no other way for me to announce this group, and the more people we get in, the better. So if you guys can join this group, I wanted to find a way to facilitate this, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to do that because I appreciate it immensely. Thank you so much for supporting my channel all this time. You know, you can ask, there's some people that have followed me from the very beginning, like Lisa or Osmond. I've been posting videos every single day all this time, and I was writing and dying by, you know, what are the views coming in, what kind of interactions am I getting, and it was distorting, you know, because I want to be able to focus on what I truly know, and that's the shifting realities and the things that I've learned in interactions with my higher self. A lot of what comes to me for my episodes is almost like it's channeled. I was telling people at the retreat that I've had many times that I listen to an episode and I don't remember recording it, and it's teaching me things. I have facilitated a process that I get information from the quantum field that has allowed me to really teach this stuff. And in the process, I get some crazy information that comes in from my higher self. There's a good chance you're going to see me channeling the higher self. There are a few people that know what I'm talking about. I have some events, the RealityCon Large Sums of Money event. I had 3 virtual events that I did earlier on in the channel, and I channeled my higher self. You've heard some episodes where I've transcribed those channelings, and you'll be able to ask my higher self questions about what exactly you can do to facilitate your shift. We're going to do live meditations together in the group, and I will be able to facilitate a certain kind of future self integration that becomes more powerful once I have the intentions of others and I kind of know which timeline we're moving towards. And when we do these meditations in the school group, we will be able to meditate together and imagine for each other, which takes the meditation to another level, something I simply cannot do. One of my original visions with the Reality Revolution was that we had group meditations on a regular basis, and even on our Saturday meditations, because I'm presenting either a sleep meditation or a guided meditation every Saturday for years now. We're talking about 400 different meditations. It sometimes didn't feel like we were getting the group meditation experience. And there's something special that happens when we meditate at the same time in a group in a live setting. And I'll be able to do that, you know, playing music together in those sessions every Wednesday at 5 p.m. And then there will be recordings that you can get of these sessions. And I think that these are going to be transformative beyond just me teaching, everybody else participating in the group. And I am so excited for this Wednesday, our first coaching call, where we're going to get together, talk, do Q&As, and talk to each other in this environment, introduce each other, hear your stories. I'm excited to do that. I cannot wait. And I just want to thank Dominic and Ramsha. Those are 2 people that have helped me to facilitate this group. Going back, the story about me starting this group, I've had so many people that have come to me, Brian, you need to start a group. Brian, you need to start a membership group. Brian, you need to have a community. And then when I would look into it, I didn't like it. It didn't feel like I was authentically providing the environment that would be worth the money. And so people would say, you got to start a group on YouTube. You got to go start a group on you know, Circle, and you should start a website where you have your own group. You can do a funnel where you have everybody in the same group. And it never felt like it was authentic. It never felt like when people were paying for it, that they were getting what they are paying for. And I wanted to provide something with so much value that it's undeniable, that it's like, you know, the easiest investment that you can make. So I've worked on this for years. I stopped doing virtual events, And I've been researching and working on, okay, I want to start doing live events that are powerful and I want to create a membership group. And so, Ramsha and Dominic, when I met Ramsha, she came to me as a client, somebody that I was working with, and after several sessions, she had told me she had helped other people facilitate a group in school. So she started helping me, and then she introduced me to Dominic, and so we have an amazing group of people that have experience on school to make it a thriving, vibrant community where we start working together. What's amazing, as I started sneakily going on to different groups to experiment the best way to start a group, is I found that the school environment, skool.com/reality revolution, that environment, it gamifies engagement. You get points when you engage, and so it becomes fun. You're interacting, and you can earn as you move through levels in the group. And so we've tried to provide some amazing things where I can send signed books. um, I'm going to be able to create music for you at some point in time. I'll be able to, we facilitate a number of different exclusive things, and if you participate enough, it'll be, free attendance at all my events, which is available through that group. I've tried to create it so what that does is that it incentivizes you to participate. Sometimes when you're just sitting there alone at home on your office, going about your day, it's like, what can I do to take my journey to the next level? And then this puts you in an environment that makes it fun to do that. It makes it fun, and you're meeting the most amazing people in the world, the most incredible people in the world. And I was in beyond excited once I started realizing what this could be. As I was sitting there and really interacting on school, I realized I had a vision that came to me. When I feel into the quantum field as to what's possible, this was going to be the most amazing community in the entire internet. Everybody's going to be joining. Once people understand the connections and the supernatural nature of it, there's something special going on with the reality revolution. That's what I'm telling you. Things are happening that are magical with people that are interacting, people that I meet. The social memory complex is beginning. The new earth is forming. The fourth density has shifted. And I believe this is one of the places where you can see it in action. We're seeing people that have shifted into a higher level of consciousness come together. And where else are we going to find a way to facilitate that? There's all these empty spaces and voids that you can go to on the internet, and they invite you down dark passageways, and it feels like that the whole thing is created to make me fearful, to distract me, and there's nothing further from the truth. And so I've also had some really amazing content that I just can't provide on YouTube. I've really wanted to discuss like psychedelics with you guys. I want to discuss my own experiences with marijuana and psychedelics and DMT. And one of the things that people don't know about me is I've tripped the trip. I could do an entire separate channel where I talk about psychedelics and the path that it's brought me on. And I'm not saying it's the greatest thing. I mean, there's levels to it on your journey, and I can explain my own journey with that. Or using sexual energy as a form of in particular as a form of manifestation. Those are things that when I would try to post a video on YouTube be like, nah, you can't do that. And so I couldn't post it. And then then there is a copyright problem on YouTube where there are people that do not have the copyright that will actively go and challenge the copyright of videos. Sometimes it's just, if people, all right, hopefully it's going to come back. I just got frozen. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. All right, back. Whew. I was getting worried that sorry about it, got frozen a little bit. But I just wanted to facilitate a way so that we could work with that. And what I would have is I would have songs that Brian lets me use his music. So, and they would challenge Brian's music, and then I would have art that I would show, or pictures, and then there's always these copyright infringements. I mean, I've had a time when there's like 50 copyright notices that I have to challenge. Now, I have a way of challenging them, and I challenge everyone going all the way. But it takes away with what I can present and show on YouTube. So a lot of times there's content that I can't provide based on the material. And so there are levels and variations on reality creation I just can't talk about. I just can't. And there's also a lot of people we want to talk about prosperity teachings and money teachings. And there's things I can't go into as much through the YouTube that I can talk about that in detail because it involves me understanding where you're coming from. And as we see other people that are dealing with challenges with money and wanting to manifest money, a group mind can form and where we can work game it out. Okay, this is what you need to do. These are the things that you need to do. I know someone that can help you. I know someone that can help you. And so, together as a community, my vision when I saw what would happen is that we would have a community of very rich, powerful, blessed healers and people that are manifesting an amazing life, but at the same time changing the world. People are going to look back on this group and say, "Did you know?" Looking back, there would be so many amazing people that would come out of this group. I mean, it's just like well, it reminds me. There's been some shows in the past, like on the Disney Channel, where there was all these amazing singers that came out. This is a community where people looking back on it, there's going to be writers, artists, some of the most incredible people in the world are going to come from this group. And that's what I'm trying to facilitate is this amazing place where people can support each other no matter what, where we become agents that become love agents in the world, changing the world, empowered by our own prosperity. So, all right. I just wanted to take a few minutes. Thank you for listening to me on that, seeing my vision. So the vision of the reality revolution is that we're going to do live events. I have a live event. It's still tickets available. Please come and see me in Los Angeles on November 21st through the 23rd. The link is in the description. You can find it at www.brianscottlive.com/events November. The link's in the description. Tickets are still available. What is going to happen with this event that I'm excited after we did the retreat? It starts off, and I take you through a very specific set of breathing exercises where I activate your pineal gland, and then we watch fractals. So you begin to open your third eye to seeing the baseline of reality. And then in the following teaching, you learn about your higher self, how to connect to the higher self, and the higher self takes you on a journey through your greatest timeline. And at the end, we quantum jump into your greatest timeline. And that's the second meditation on the first day. On the third meditation, my most powerful meditation, which done live it's the most incredible experience. When I did it in the group for the retreat, it was the most incredible experience I've ever had. And when we do it in a larger groups, this meditation is so transformative. This is like capturing lightning in a bottle. It has changed my life. I've done it hundreds of times and it's getting better and better. This particular meditation, you meet your future self in your ultimate timeline. You actually talk with you talk with them, and then you integrate, they become you. There's this profound identity shift where your future self walks into your body. And I've had some amazing results from this where people completely transform their lives. They suddenly manifest $500,000. They become a signed musical artist when there was no chance of that. They start companies. They overcome huge obstacles, and their whole life changes where they're sleeping different, eating different, and when we have the group energy to really activate this, it's something I can't even begin to explain it. And that's on the first day. On the second day, we're going to do and I'm going to show you how to navigate this new version of yourself. We're going to unlock how to actually navigate being your future self, how to tune into the intelligence of it, and then how to walk the timeline so you avoid getting induced into negative timelines. I'm going to give you some techniques and some powerful ways to maintain your frequency like you're riding a wave into your perfect timeline, not just that beginning an initial thrush, but to take you to the next level. And then the second meditation, which I can't wait, and we didn't get to do it in the retreat because there wasn't enough time, is we're going to do the bliss body meditation live. And I have several bliss body meditations on the channel, but when we're channeling light as a group, as a healing source, going through each part of our bodies, You're going to walk away like you've been through the most amazing spa type experience. Your body completely rejuvenated, every cell replaced with light. And the final meditation on the second day is that I will take you and you will remember your future. You're going to start integrating memories of your future from your future self the day before. And then on the third day, we're going to have a large sums of money. We're going to do a large sums of money in the flow of large sums of money group meditation that is taking the large sums of money teaching to the next level. The second meditation on the third day of the event will be opening to love, where you open not only just to cosmic love, to romantic love, every form of love, and you become an active agent of love. And the third and final is when we shift into the fourth density. It's a group meditation experience. I can't even explain it. You can ask people that went to the final meditation. It just came to me in that moment, and it's going to expand. It's a form of energy and light meditation that takes the group to another level, where we share our light and we start integrating with it, and I activate you so that when you walk away from this event, your life will be changed. And here's the thing: everybody in the school group will get these links, no additional cost. Sometimes people will offer funnels or large price for an event. In this particular case, you will get the free link to those meditations on November 21st through the 23rd. I still want to see you live so that I can meet you and we can take it to another level. So you can buy tickets, but if you can't buy a ticket, and I know that many of you can't, then just get a membership for this so that you can watch us in November. It's a perfect opportunity to do that. And in the process, you might end up realizing this group is amazing. If you just join for the links to that event, that's enough. I know that some are going to just get the links to the exclusive content, the I Am discourses, all 9 hours of the I Am discourses. You can't get it anywhere else. You get the entire reading of The Power of Awareness by Neville Goddard. You get the entire reading of The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy, the Dolores Cannon teachings, and so much more. There's so many different episodes I have not been able to provide because I record 8 episodes a week. So I just wanted to, now that I've covered everything, I want to thank you guys. You can find the link for school, and I'm here to answer any questions that you might have about it. I'm going to scroll up, but if for some reason, I know that some people have been talking and asking questions prior to this. If I miss your question, I'm sorry. And then you can also reach out, to me as best you can later, or Ramsha or something like that. So let me see here. What else do we got? Good to see you, Prosperity Embodied. Let's see. Karen says, you've mentioned those who have had limited success. What about those who haven't had any success shifting as of yet? Karen, a lot of times when somebody says, I've never had any success shifting, and then I start talking to them, I realize they have had success shifting. So the thing is, sometimes you're not aware of what shifts have occurred. And also, there's something that happens after the shift where you're not really, you immediately get induced back to the old timeline. Your subconscious is sort of in a state of shock at first, because it's basically saying here's another subconscious mind to interact with yours. And you're also battling with the old reality. So initially, if it feels good, you know that you've shifted. A part of the process that I've been working on is, what do you do next? We deal with this in my event. You can find more on by watching my video, Navigating the New You. What is happening if you haven't shifted, a lot of times you're not seeing the opportunities that are available. Oftentimes opportunities come to you, and you can check out my episodes on opportunity magnetism and my meditation on that. These opportunities and experiences come to you, and you're also not listening to the inner guidance. You're thinking, oh, I need to do this thing. There's a thing that I need to do. And then you're not doing it. You're not following that inner guidance. So, at best I can provide the meditation that shifts you, and I can give you teachings about what to do afterwards. But that's what I'm trying to do with this next level, is I can talk to you. Okay, tell me, why don't you feel like you have shifted? And then I can hear your feedback, and then we can start working on what are the things that we can do that my higher self tells me, or someone else's own intuition. um the Tanique says, Brian, are you still going to put videos on YouTube? My goal is to put a video on YouTube every day. There may be a point where I'm doing it most days of the week, but for now, I'm going to continue putting out a new video every day. We may start doing one video that's in the group. We'll see, but I have enough for now that I'm going to continue doing them every day, and that's my goal. Brianna says, "What if you're running into an energetic thing where it seems like there's people skeptical about paying me what I know I deserve? I feel my mindset is shifting, but somehow things are hard lately." So, Brianna, this is a good question, and a lot of people will encounter that. So, you can kind of judge where you are in your own energy and frequency by the way that people are relating to you. And if you get skeptical people, maybe there's some part of you that's skeptical. There's an inner reflection that occurs. And so you can gauge where you're at in your mindset by the way that people are around you. And if you find that you get a lot of skeptical people, it may mean, okay, I'm obviously skeptical about this. So let me address this skepticism. You spend a few minutes really addressing it, doing affirmations. You might find that you shift that part of you, and then suddenly it's reflected outside of you. And we can go into that further, but one thing is you want to align with people in your life that are working with your flow of energy towards your intention. So if you get hyper skeptical people, which sometimes people encounter in their own family life or their roommate, then naturally you can focus on other things. And in some cases, it's okay to let them go if they're not aligned with what you're doing, but you don't have to change your beliefs for them. You can find a way to continue, and eventually by example you will show them they don't have to be skeptical because you've shifted. They see the results by what you're doing. That's what's exciting for me, is watching people around me suddenly realize, oh, he's actually right about what he's saying. The proof is in the pudding by what he's doing in his life, the life that he's living, the things that he's doing. That's what's really exciting. So it's an opportunity when people are skeptical around you, because if you move to that next level, it's so wonderful to watch them realize, oh, I understand. There's no reason for you to be skeptical. Um, David Hibbs says, "I'm amazed how some people get whatever they want without trying, and other people try absolutely everything thinkable and get almost nothing." David, there is a paradox in manifestation, in goal setting, in life. Everything's always moving into balance, and that's something I want to talk about more. We've done some videos on that, but if we throw water into a bathtub, it's eventually going to rock back and forth, but eventually it will always come to level. Nature and the forces of energy and light around you are coming to level. So people that desperately want something, they really put a lot of excess potential in it. So they put something on a pedestal, they end up derailing their goal. It's okay for you to have an intention. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I want. And then releasing yourself, so you don't really, you don't try hard at all. It's always a period where it's just enough where you're separated from it, but you're also engaged with it. And there's a balancing act. And it's good to have other people that are there to check you. Like, okay, it feels to me like you're placing excessive importance on this and you're creating an imbalance. And then offsetting forces can come against you. So it's always in almost every case going to happen naturally. I have followed this in my life. For instance, I had people 2 years, 2 years into my YouTube channel, 5 years ago, Brian, you need to do a membership group on your and do this. And you know what I said? That doesn't feel like it's the easy way to go. I'm not going to let it go, even though I could continue doing it. I followed my path so that it happened naturally. And I promise that if I'd started my group 5 years ago, it wouldn't even be close to as amazing as it is now. I needed to go for those 5 years, and I just followed the tide of my energy, and it allowed me to get to this point. And it felt more natural and right. And you can look at other people and see how they've lived their life and the examples they've lived. And there's this perfect sweet spot. And when you're around other people, you hit that sweet spot where you don't have to try very hard. Your greatest reality is not a try hard reality. It's actually everything's coming to you very easily. And it's a frequency I want to share with you. It's a frequency that blows my mind. Once I've entered into it, everything's coming to me easily. I get a coaching client that recommends Skool and just comes naturally. I get a perfect sound editor that does my videos out of the blue. Everything's happening naturally. People come to me naturally, and the most amazing experiences result from it. And I want you to be in that frequency. It's always the easiest path that takes you there. And that's a good observation. Let me see what else we got here. What else do we got? Tisha, I love that you don't have to send invoices. That's always I love that. That means you're doing the right things there. Let's see what else. Daily Dose of Reality says, can you tell us step by step how to go where you want to be and the content you are providing? I'm not quite sure of the question. How to go where you want to be? I can take you that if that means in your own life. The content I'm providing you can find on my YouTube channel, Brian Scott. I'm putting out a daily video there. I have 2,500 videos, and I've explained that, and I've tried to give the steps in the best way possible, and then to also provide videos that take you through those steps. The 6 steps to get you where you want to go is the one I would recommend. That 6 steps to manifest anything, and we will talk about it in my event. I talked about it in the retreat. The first is to seek clarity, find clarity for what you want. Make sure it's a clear view of exactly what you want. And I'm going to work on people getting their clarity right. We're going to have these 6 steps. We're going to post them. We're going to work on them together. The first step is seek clarity. The second step is to generate energy. Put your attention on what it is that you want. Put your energy towards it. The third step is to raise the necessity of it. It's not something that's just there. You raise the necessity. So you need to do this. Not that it's important and that if it fails, but you say, I need this. I'm working towards it. And the fourth step is you increase your productivity. You take action towards your goal. There are teachers out there that say you sit and wait, and there's a part of that. But I'm also teaching that you take action towards your goal, guided by your own intuition that naturally leads you to the place that you want to be. And then the fifth step is to develop influence. The sixth step is to demonstrate courage. If you can find a way to see what you want in your mind in a clear and perfect way, utilizing all your senses, and if you can hold that for a prolonged period of time, if you can fall asleep with it, if you can energize yourself towards it, you will start to see it happen. And I will take you through those steps. We can work with energy. We can work with light. There's all kinds of different steps to it, but that's the best steps in it. And if you want to take it to the next level, if your question is related to that, then you can find the link in the description. Join me in my group. It's at school, spelled skool.com/reality revolution. And you can find the community. I was already on it right before we stopped. We had people joining before the event, which is amazing. And I was already interacting with them. And there's so many amazing people that have joined. There's already people from the retreat that are there. It's good to see you, John and Alexander and Anahita. It's so good to see everybody. And Luis, I mean, there's some really amazing people. I feel like I'm finally home. Finally Home is going to be the name of my first album. But I feel like I'm finally home. Yes, prosperity embodied. It's just words. The feelings are what matter, especially on the chat platform. I agree. It's the feelings that matter. Let's see here. Anybody else have any questions? I'm going to scroll up and see if I missed something. Questions. I'm scrolling for questions here. The world's a stage. I'm joined the group from Australia. Good to see you. And that's the thing. I have so many people in the UK, in Australia. I have clients in Germany, from around the world. They can't go to the events, and a lot of times they are not unable to book a time coaching with me because of the time difference and my limited schedule. So this is really a place where I feel like we're all going to meet and connect with people around the world. If you look at the map for the Reality Revolution, we're around the world. We're global. It goes beyond politics. It goes beyond culture. It goes beyond gender. It goes beyond everything. We are one in this group. We are the most amazing group. The group is what's so magical about this. I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Questions? Hey, we got Lalo from the Netherlands. Good to see you. Let's see here. Georgianne says, I know who I am and what I am capable of doing. The synchronicities occur frequently, but it does take effort, and sometimes things happen outside of you. A challenge to be the difference you seek. I love that. That's great. Shanley says, Brian, I'm having a challenge. Okay. So if I shift myself into that reality, what about the stuff that is wrong with my physical body, like my joint and surgery issues? All right. I'm disconnected. Hopefully I come back. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Buffering, buffering. Bring it. Oh, back. Okay. Whew. Sorry about that. Every time it buffers like that. All right. So what I was saying was in answer to your question about problems with your physical body. What is amazing is a lot of the what's going on with your physical body is your body's memory of the experience before the malfunction or the thing that happened to your body. I always go back to the Neville Goddard teaching on revision, where the woman is blind in one eye, and she had a car accident and the glass got into her eye. And then so what she did was that she would imagine going around the car accident, and then she did it over and over again, and eventually her eye healed. Now, my belief is that the eye had a memory of the end of the actual accident, which caused the physical problem. It's not every case, but if there's something that happened to your body from if it's a shoulder issue. So, I had a shoulder problem that happened because so I had somebody like pull me up from at the gym. Come on up. They pulled me up and they popped my shoulder out, and I had not got it fixed. So I went back and imagined that differently, that I just got up myself, and then slowly over time, my shoulder started getting better. Now I have another bad shoulder I'm still working on. So it's like it's not a perfect solution, but I do believe as we start to integrate light, we learn how to replace and transform our bodies. And over the next 10 years, our consciousness technology is going to expand with technologies and our understanding of the universe, where we can start transforming our physical bodies. I'm not making promises. I'm telling you what I intuitively feel is about to happen. And then we can start to really see amazing miracles. I have people that I've interviewed that have clients that have gone out of paralysis, and people that have overcome major physical problems. And in some cases, you've chosen some of those physical problems. And then the question is, why did I choose this? If you realize the reason, sometimes then you don't have it anymore. There's other forms of healing that other people in the group, Reiki and other forms that can help participate in. But I would say that whatever the limitation is physically, it will not stop you from your ultimate timeline. And in fact, if we put our mindset right, it will work to your advantage in some way. And actually, the problems that you're having could be the method in which shifts you, because your experience with it provides a unique a perspective that nobody else has. And so there may be wisdom that comes from your experience with those physical issues that you can share with others that can actually really help others. And you may find some healing with that. And it's something I could talk about for an entire episode. All right, what do we got here? Um yes. So yeah, the first 500 members are the founding members of this group, and it's at $47. So I hope that you're one of the founding members. Let's see. Louise says, "How Brian? How can I include my wife into the community? However you want to do it. If you want her to work through your membership where you're doing it together, you can try that. But sometimes that's hard on a desktop, and you might want to, if a second membership might give her her own opportunity to participate and incentivize. So you can either do either or. If you guys find it easier that you can interact together, then do that. Just do what works. And in any case, I want to see you there. So Nigel says, why am I always receiving things that are close to what I want, but not exactly? But hey, it's better than nothing. Now, looking back on my life, I've received a bunch of consolation prizes. Nigel, I think this is a super common thing. I would love to ask people in the group. A lot of people get almost what they want, but they don't quite get what they want. And that is an energetic frequency. The frequency of completion where they get exactly what they want is quite different than the frequency of almost getting what they want. And so I learned that, it takes patience. You still might get what you want. Ultimately, you get it in perfect timing. And sometimes battling with the perfect timing is what you're doing. It feels like it's taking too long. It'll never happen. and you start having those consolation prizes. In some cases, you want to treat those like victories. Those are things that happened on your journey that are leading you to that ultimate prize. The good thing is still coming. The most interesting observation I've had is, why is it I receive the thing that I truly want when I don't really need it? I mean, I've had, oh, I would love to stay in this amazing deluxe luxurious hotel suite. And then suddenly I'm staying in this suite. It's like I'm on for something else. I was like, oh, I guess I'm staying in this suite. I didn't even think about it. It happened. It's almost like as soon as I let it go, it happened. So there's some of that that's going on. A lot of times in your imagination, you're putting it forward in time. So you're getting some of the essence of it, but not getting the full completion of it. And so we can also work on how you're imagining. There is a science to imagining. I've tried my best to talk about it on the channel, but I really can't at the level that we can talk about. I want to talk about what happens when you close your eyes, what you're actually seeing with your mind's eye, and how to utilize your inner space in order to imagine so that your outward world is actually changed. I have studied this. I have looked at science behind it. I've talked to experts about it. And I've done my best to provide the best ways for you to utilize a meditative imaginal space so that you can really create it. And I've really tried to work with people that have limitations. I've worked with people that can't see anything when when they're imagining. There are ways around that. And once I get to know, like, are you seeing things in your dreams? Do you see things in your memories? And then I can start rewiring you so that you're able to see in your mind's eye and utilize your imagination beyond that. So hearing sounds, smelling smells, feeling feelings is enough in order to get you there. And so, as I've always said, shifting pitch. All right. Come on, come on, come on. Buffering, buffering, buffering. Come back, come back, come back. All right, I'm back. Shoo. So sometimes you get a bad pitch when you're playing baseball. Sometimes the environment's bad. I want you to hit the ball more and more so that you're like the best hitter, that you really hit it out of the park with each throw. I want to give you a method and technique that totally transforms the challenge of manifesting and shifting. So that's what we're trying to get at. That's what I want to take you through. I've studied Silva mind control. I've interviewed experts on civil mind control. I've interviewed neurologists, brain scientists. I've interviewed doctors and psychologists, psychiatrists about utilizing the mind and actually what you see and the way it works. I have specific exercises by utilizing eye movements and breathing to empower visualization. And so I want to take you there. Those are all things that we can discuss. All right. I know that was a long answer to a short question. Let's see. Question. I know I'm not getting everybody I'm looking at because time's at question. What can we expect for topics for Wednesday Zooms? I usually will have a brief topic on each one, but a lot of the topics will be guided by you guys. I'm going to go through a teaching. I might go through a meditation, but more importantly, we're going to do live Q&As. And in some cases, I'm going to do interviews with people that are experts. Every time is going to be different. And as we go, we're going to get better and better at doing those, and its own format will be formed. And what I can promise you with those live Q&As is that it's an organic thing. It's just a budding little thing. And as it grows, it will become something completely new and different so that you can't miss it. You want to be a part of it. And so when I'm coming to you, I'm going to have teachings that are related to what I'm going through, what the people are talking to me about. And then we're going to open it up to Q&As, and then we can take a Q&A, a question that somebody has, and I can do a teaching off that, and we'll do meditations. It's going to be a unique and dynamic experience every single time. Anybody that's ever done a coaching with me can attest to that. I try to custom tailor it to the actual event and to what you're saying, and that's the best way for me to do it. Um, Okay, you said Shanley says, okay, but my left leg is shorter than my right. They took out my growth plates and everything. I'm sorry about that. There's a reason for that imbalance, and maybe it's how you're meant to be, and maybe in some way, shape, or form provides an advantage for you on some level, or helps you in some way, and you're just not totally aware of that. And I want you um, to understand that it's not a limit, and it's something that can be overcome psychologically, energetically, on some level. And it'll be interesting to see, we maybe group, anything is possible. Anything is possible. Sorry about the buffer. Miracles can happen in this group. Anything is possible. What I'm excited about is the miracles, is the magic that we're going to see. We're going to see people experience miraculous things. Anything is possible. I'm not discounting anything that can be fixed. All right, let's see here. Alf Pacino says, would have found Brian's channel if I hadn't spent a year bedridden. Alf, my brother, I'm sorry that you had to experience that. And I'm so glad that you found me. And I'm so glad that you worked that out. And we're here to heal you. And I'm sending you healing light. Prosperity says, I apologize. I'm not into reruns. Okay, well, I understand that. We're not going to be doing any reruns, so you don't have to worry about that. Anne-Marie says, why did you choose Skool as a platform? You briefly explained, well, what does Skool have that the others don't have? Thanks. Thank you for that question. As I said in earlier, when I started looking at membership groups for years now, for 5 years, I've been looking at ways I could set up a group on a website. I could set up a community on Circle, or I could do a membership group on YouTube. And I've looked at every single one, what the possibilities were, what the interactions. I joined myself a lot of these groups. And so I found when I started joining groups on Skool that it was completely different. There's a unique dynamic on Skool where you're incentivized to participate. And so what's really amazing is that everybody is participating and commenting. It really feels vibrant and alive, and it feels like you're participating in something. You have skin in the game. I felt like it was the best way for me to provide the teachings. It also gave me a format to upload my videos, and I have worksheets. What's amazing, over the last 6 months, we have worksheets for a lot of my episodes that I would not be able to provide in other groups. This means you can go into the course, check out my Abundance Mastery course, and then on each of the videos, there's a worksheet that you can go into that gives you exercises and practical techniques that you can do associated with those videos. I don't think I could do that anywhere else. And so I could provide these courses with worksheets, because I've always wanted, after the video is over, I want to take it to the next level. I don't just want to tell you what to do. I also, hey, here's some affirmations, here's some practices. And so we've been working on this for months now. And so I'm able to create this vibrant area where my courses are available. I have courses on lucid dreaming, on abundance, on higher self-mastery, which has teachings on the future self, on so many other things that you'll find if you go into the group under classroom. And I mean, the resources are infinite. And I found that this was the only group. It really felt like the structure of it, the energy of it created a form of participation that I just simply couldn't get anywhere else. I had fun with it. And I was like, oh my God, if we get Reality Revolution involved with this, it could become something that we could never imagine. I mean, school in general is going to be like, what is this? What's happening? We're going to be the most amazing community on Skool. I can't wait for it. I think it's going to be an amazing thing. It's the people that started the group are great. I think that they're authentically good. I think it's run really well. I'm really excited to get your impressions of what you think. I think that when I asked my future self and my higher self, what's the best way for me to have a community that's going to work the best? This is what aligned with me the most. All right. Yes, you can go through. You can access Skool entirely on mobile, on your phone. It has all the stuff there. Perfect place for you to utilize it. In fact, I think you can do it entirely on mobile. It doesn't require a desktop at all. Just go and you can get the app for Skool. Sign up to the Reality Revolution. You'll be good to go. All right, Listra, whatever it takes, whatever makes sense, do what you think is best. Tears of Jem says, tears of joy and tears of pain are tears of love. Ever so true. We should put that as a quote. I love that. Yes, Anne-Marie says, I asked my future self. That's what I'm going to be teaching you guys. Once we do these future self shifts, what I've been working with my coaching clients is that you have your future self from your ultimate timeline. They know everything that's going to happen in the future. They know the path you need to take, the places you need to go, the places you need to drive to, the courses you need to take, the people you need to meet. And once I do the meditation, you're energetically have a version of yourself that's within you. A lot of people don't know how to access it. So I teach you a way to go in and ask your future self, okay, what should I do today? What should I do this month? What's the best path for me? And it's like a amplified version of your just following your heart type of intuition that has been so groundbreaking and transforming. I can't wait to share it with you guys. All right, let's see what else we got. Um, A Cohen says, I've been journaling with your content for years. I love that your sheets will be more guiding, as you said, navigating unidentified territory with half a map, not anymore, fill map to come home. That's exactly true. That's exactly true. Anne Marie says, will the transcripts be available like we can get on YouTube? Uh, you'll still have the transcript on the bottom for most of them that comes with YouTube, and in some of these cases, we're providing the same format where you can access the unlisted link on YouTube, so it has the transcript, but also the workbook and additional content, so you can access beyond just the normal teachings. Daughter of Abraham, how much time do you recommend to do affirmations for your specific person to return? Everybody's situation is going to be different. The reason I say that is it depends on where you're at internally about finding love with your specific person. A lot of people that I know that are trying to manifest for their specific person ultimately end up, it seems and appears that they actually don't want to be with their specific person. And there's some sort of internal resistance to actually being with them. And so if you're using the affirmations for a reason, so it depends on what we're doing. Like if we're trying to realign your belief system about being loving or worthy of being loving, so that's what, if you could attack it, it's about an inner sensation, a click that happens where your perspective on what you believe shifts. That's what we're trying to aim at. So it can be 10 minutes, it can be an hour, it could be listening to those affirmations all night. It could be just one time. I'm a strong proponent that a lot of times we can say the affirmation one time as a decree into the quantum field, and that's all it takes. Because what we're doing is magic. In the beginning was the word. And so you can know that if you've done the affirmation once, that's enough. If your mind is saying the opposite multiple times, all right, so we need to address this. You become aware of an internal dialogue that's telling you the opposite. That's when we say, okay, I don't want to believe this. This is not actually true. There's some hidden inner voice, my reptile brain, my unconscious mind, that is saying the opposite. So that's when you attack it with affirmations. And sometimes, in my case, it has to be overwhelming. Lots and lots. Wherever I drive, I'm listening to the same affirmation. I'm saying it while I'm working out. I'm saying it, I'm listening to it while I sleep. That's what it took for me, because I had such deep misbeliefs about my own identity and who I was, that it took me a very long time to reprogram myself because of how deeply embedded I was in the old identity that simply didn't believe, that didn't feel like I was worthy. I spent a decade in a place where I did not feel like I could do those things I did not believe. That's why I have this channel, because I was able to overcome that, and I can relate to you. I know where you're coming from when you say, I don't believe in this. I don't believe. It's not, it doesn't fit. It doesn't align with me. I understand that. I believe. And my belief comes from experience. And so my goal is for you to experience this, and I'm going to try to give you ways to do that. Let's see what we got here. Sean Lee mentions that she was using Skool as a social media platform and found that she didn't go on anything else. And I get that. Like once you really start interacting on it, it feels like that's the place to be. It feels like, we can say hello in the morning. We can check in with each other. We can get a feel for how people are doing. What I find is a lot of us are alone. There's a rampant loneliness in the spiritual community, especially when you're awake. It feels like the whole world, you become numb to the whole world. When you're looking at the world, it doesn't feel right. Something's wrong. You become aware, you see the matrix for what it is. You become aware of the simulation. It numbs you, it distances you. And that loneliness can creep in, and it can affect your internal beliefs. Even when you know that your mind is creating reality, what's the use? I get that. And that's when the longer that you stay detached, you are greater than what you think. And I'm just calling on you to remember who you really are and open up to something greater. This group consciousness can become who we are as an identity. And together We can do anything. We can overcome it. And that's what I'm calling on people to do. That's what's so amazing about this. Let's see here. If anybody has any other questions about school, I've tried to answer all the questions. Uh, it's been a real honor to talk to everybody here. I just want to thank everybody that's helped in the creation of the school group. Thank you, everyone. I want to thank you, those founding members, for showing support in us. Thank you for those new people that just joined today. I really appreciate it. I want to thank all the people that have supported the channel all this time, giving me this venue and opportunity. It's my dreams are come true to have this opportunity to be a part of your life, that you gave me permission, that you invite me into your mind on a regular basis. Thank you for trusting me. I'm not going to violate that trust. I'm still here for you, even if you can't join the group. I'm still here for you no matter what. I'm manifesting for you that I get to meet everyone here. I get to meet you online in live events, that we become something more, that our soul group now begins to expand into the true powerhouse. We came to save this planet. We are saving it now with every breath, with every beat of our heart. Together we can do anything. Anything is possible. Every single one of you that supported the channel, I want to thank you. I promise you that we have so much more amazing content coming. You're going to have the music. I can't wait for you to hear my music. I'm crying with the possibility of you experiencing my music. I'm so excited for you to see you in these live events. I'm so excited for future episodes. There's so many more amazing things coming, and it's because of you. You helped facilitate it. You created this. It's not just me. It's you participating with me. Thank you for creating me. You created me so that I could be here for you. And so thank you. It is an honor to be created by you. And I'm so honored to be a part of this. And I can't wait to get started. Thank you so much for everybody all this time. My shout out to everyone. I will talk to you very soon. Keep an eye out. And as always, sending all my light and love. Welcome to the Reality Revolution.